240,000. 240,000. That's the number of lights above me right now. Yo, would y'all believe me if I said that there's a place in China where they tried to rebuild the sky? Am I in the middle of nowhere? Well, to some Shanghainese, I might as well be. I'm out here in Minhang District, which is around 25 kilometers from Shanghai city center. And today, I want to show you guys this magnificent beast. This is called Rafael Sky City, but in Chinese, the name roughly translates to Cloud Corridor. All right, so upon doing some initial research on this place, there wasn't really an official number, but I read that it was around a multi-billion-dollar investment to get this place up and running. And by dollar, I mean, of course, an RMB, but that's still a lot. So you guys can see behind me, they have the temporary housing for the construction workers, because here on the outskirts of any major city in China, there's a lot of construction. In fact, this building right here, there's a lot of fancy looking buildings. And for people that love architecture, it's great to see. But upon closer inspection, you might notice that it's 50-50 whether or not this building is actually operating. In front of me is the actual entrance to the Sky City. Over there on that billboard, you see what it might look like at night. So come join me as we see whether or not this mega project is having mega success, or if it'll likely become another of many super cool projects that unfortunately don't have enough foot traffic. As you can see, the vision for this, I'm sure, was a very futuristic looking area. And this area, this net up above, I believe that's supposed to light up at night. Nighttime will be in a few hours. Hopefully it does actually light up, otherwise that would be a shame. Here we have a Tim Hortons. Now for any Canadians out there, the thing about Tim Hortons here in China is even though the coffee is pretty good, they do not have any donuts. Oh, what a shame. It would make sense for there to be donuts in Shanghai. Like, let's be honest. I'm sure the Chinese would agree. They love sweet things, and they're very good at making bread. I mean, it just makes sense, right? And there are flowers everywhere. Let's play a little game and see how many flowers I actually know. So first up, I think this purple one is a lavender. All right. And I think this blue one might also be a lavender. Next up, this orange one. I don't know. Oh, there's trash there. That's easily a sunflower. All right, so in front of me, we have found a convenience store. Not just that, a super convenience store. So you gotta hand it to the Chinese. Actually, you could say Asians in general. They know how to have some super fancy convenience stores. And the name too. I mean, in America, we got 7-Eleven, we got CVS, but how about a Hot Max? Y'all, let's check out a Hot Max. If you're in China and your name is Max, then you're lucky. We got some monkey cookies. This looks like Chips Ahoy, but it's actually not. Oh, Crayon Shin-Chan merch. Oh my God. Yo. Oh, poor guy. Doesn't this look like that one Muppet to you guys? All right, so Qingming Festival here in China is a holiday or an occasion where families go back home and they spend time with their loved ones. But even though the nature of the holiday is more, I guess, solemn, it's still a time where people actually go outside, they do a mini vacation, they do check out some sites that they normally would not have time to do. This level of traffic is probably as busy as it'll get. Right now it's Saturday afternoon. It's like, what, 4 o'clock? Maybe it'll get more busy when it's darker at night. Right now it's pretty empty. Look, guys, it's Mr. and Mrs. Cloud. Oh my God. Wow. That every mall you go to, like 90% of the time will have a mascot. I think Asia in general just likes mascots. I don't know about y'all. Like, for example, in Japan, I think every province or every city has its own mascot. But yeah, here in China, I think every mall or every company has its own mascot. It seems like we got at least another 2/3 to go. Fat Panda Hot Pots, which I think is closed down. Oh, that's a shame. Hey, they got some pandas over here. Oh, this one's sad. Hey, buddy, it's okay. Your hot pot shop, it'll come back. It'll come back. All right, doesn't seem like there's anything left on the first floor, so how about we go to the second floor? All right, guys, so we have now arrived at a balcony. And here is a view of the local neighborhood. I'll probably zoom in with my camera to give y'all a closer look. But my first impression is that the neighborhoods here are much like some other neighborhoods here in China. They are very European inspired. So if you find yourself wandering around China, you'll notice that many neighborhoods like to model themselves in this European Germanic style. And right now is the middle. So earlier we finished exploring the first area, and then if we pan over here to the right, we will notice that we still have 1/3 left to explore. Now, one thing I've noticed, as you might notice when you're traveling China, is there's a lot of cameras here. Like, imagine being the security here, and it's your job to watch this place for 10 hours a day. Yeah, I'd be playing on my phone too. I don't know if you've played Mass Effect. God, I think I'm dating myself here, but if you've played Mass Effect, this reminds me of the Citadel, just a little bit. Oh my God, guys, we found it. It's here, right in front of us. The throne of Raphael. If your name is Raphael, this is for you. Wow. I'm glad we came here today. Somewhere in the world, there's somebody named Raphael, and he does not have a chair. And finally, he cannot be chairless. All right, this might be the end of the line, guys. All I see in front of me is lots and lots of construction, but that's pretty cool. That bridge to the residential area is broken. It seems like the remaining 1/3 of the shopping area might be closed off to construction. I will walk up there and double check, but we'll see. We will see. All right, it seems like this indeed is the end of the line, at least for the remaining part of this mega mall. It should be sundown very, very soon. I'm actually waiting for the lights to turn on to see what the nightlife looks like here. In the meantime, I have wandered into this pretty cool flower corridor. What are these called again? All right, so lo and behold, they actually got a third convenience store here, cat as its mascot. And at first glance, it looks like this place has a lot of food, like a lot of snacks. How about we check it out? This place is bright. It is bright and colorful. Would you guys try this? Would you guys try dried shrimp? You're hungry? You don't want a Jolly Rancher. You don't want Doritos. You don't want Lay's. You want some dried shrimp. I don't know about y'all, but that one looks super spicy. Look at them devil horns. Oh my God, he's like, oh, I'm super spicy. And then here we got some interesting, very localized Chinese snacks. So here we have, I think that's duck bone, duck rib, some dried fish. This one is a polarizing classic right here. This is chicken feet. Yes, chicken feet is huge here in China. I don't know about y'all, but are y'all about sucking on them toes? I mean, look at that. You got some spicy flavored toes over here. I know some people that will be into it. We got corn. Hey, so China and Iowa have something in common. Who would have thought? Zootopia. We got Nick and Judy here. Wow, it seems like Nick is actually a more popular choice. Has the Judy hype gone away, boys? Is Judy no longer a girl? All right, how about we do a little segment here? Yay or nay? Fried octopus, yay or nay? Fried okra, yay or nay? Who finna snack on them durians, yay or nay? Oh my God, looky here, guys. Who would have thought that China would also have snacks featuring JD Vance? Oh my God. You got them JD Vance gummies. Wow. All right, guys, I was feeling a little peckish. I have really terrible hat hair right now, as you can see. So I wandered into this Lanzhou noodle restaurant. You got Lanzhou noodles everywhere in China. And honestly, like, even though there's a million of them, like, each one of them, they're fire. Sitting right behind me, we have none other than the noodle master himself. Thank you, noodle master, for these wonderful Lanzhou noodles. So in like half an hour or so, hopefully the lights would have turned on so we see what this place actually looks like at night. See if this place is actually the cyberpunk hallway that many people online are raving about. But in the meantime, bon appetit. Is anyone else getting Blade Runner vibes from this? Wow. 240,000. 240,000. That's the number of lights above me right now. Y'all see that? So this is China attempting to recreate the sky in LED. Right behind me we have Rafael Sky City in full view. That's 1.5 kilometers of LED lights. 240,000 lights. I've said it many times. Wow, check that out. Man. Like if I told y'all meet me under the cherry blossoms near the LED lights, y'all would think I would be talking about Tokyo or something. So right behind me you can actually see the Chinese flag. This is a major flex. They built the Chinese flag into the neon LED sky. You can't make this up. This is amazing. I hate to bring this up, but I'm like imagining where in America could they have this? I know it's a very old conversation, China, America, but I'm just wondering, like, maybe they could put this in Chicago? Maybe they could try Baltimore or even Boston. Like, imagine a giant LED sky and it's just the Boston Celtics. So originally this project was meant to do many things, but first and foremost, it was meant to be a representation of innovation. It was supposed to be some sort of technology corridor. And of course, a nice shopping mall and a place for people to have a vacation on the weekends. You know, China just has a way with lights. I mean, if you go online and just look at all the news and reports, China is very much becoming an electrically powered country. You see that a lot of the cars are being replaced with electric cars, gas is being phased out, and I mean here, even though this project was started years ago, you could clearly see that the vision was to move in that direction. Like within China, you might say that some of the biggest projects, some of the biggest cyberpunk projects would be in Chongqing, Shenzhen, Tianjin, even Guangzhou, and of course Shanghai. But if you compare just the scale of this to other places in the world, yeah, you'd think it would just be on a different level. I mean, to most of the locals here, it's just another one of the many malls. To them, it's just an outdoor mall. I mean, which it is. I just think it's crazy how China can just pull up and say, oh, you know what? I think we'll build a giga cyberpunk project over here in the middle of nowhere. Let's do it. And then they do it. And then here we are. It looks like this. That's just amazing. I mean, when y'all think of Shanghai, think of 20 things. I mean, ask the internet to list 20 things about Shanghai. This probably wouldn't even make that list. Yet here it is. As you explore China, you might notice that there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of passion projects, mega projects even. And some of them they succeed, and some of them don't. But no matter what, they're built, and you'll notice that they are scattered. They are scattered across the country, and if you're the adventurous type like me, they're there for you to explore. There are so many other examples of places like this. And it's incredible, honestly. All right, so I gotta admit, I mean, I've been to many places in China. Some places are surprising, some places are underwhelming. Originally, I thought that this place would be a little bit of a letdown because there's a lot of empty storefronts. And especially because 1/3 of it is not yet finished. And while as a pure hangout spot, there are better places to go, I think that they definitely did deliver on the aesthetic when all is said and done. And I mean, even at this point, a lot of the lights are, I guess, malfunctioning. Most of them are working, but some of them are malfunctioning. And it's still pretty cool to see. And And I guess that's something that I guess can be appreciated, is that there's a lot of investment into public spaces here. But all in all, oh, is that a Gundam? That's cool. Check that out. Oh, they got Gundam Happy Meals here? That's amazing. Wow. I might just get one. What was I gonna say? One last shot of the neon sky corridor.